Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wow. Thank you, Joyce, for leading us in a service filled with music. I missed you last week, and I'm really glad you're here. And Cantor Rosen and Rabbi Werber, thank you for carrying the light of our tradition and bringing us into this container of Shabbat and showing us the way, brightening the way to a place of strength, a place of peace, and a place of restoration. I'm really grateful for your leadership this Shabbos. All right, let's have a ball. Tonight's category is Priestly Eleganza. In the middle of the mead bar, barely free from slavery, one tribe of an ancient people, the House of Levi, dresses like royalty. In front of thousands of spectators, the priests walk in fine linens of exquisite colors, blue, crimson, purple, and gold. They're adorned with convex turbans and embroidered sashes. They look stunning. In comes Aaron with a breastplate containing an array of 12 stones, including emerald, sapphire, amethyst, and crystal. Each rock is framed with gold mounting. He's serving a look to serve God. Thousands of years later, in Harlem, Los Angeles, in Atlanta, breaking through multiple systems of oppression, members of the houses of Avalon, Davenport, Extravaganza, and others dress like royalty, kings and queens of drag. The real-life queen, Trixie Mattel, enters the stage with mile-high hair, 6-inch lashes, bright pink lipstick, and a sequin gown. Simone sports gorgeous, tight braids, a beaded breastplate and matching bottoms. Divine showcases a tight red dress with tall fishtail, gigantic dangling earrings, and a handgun. It's giving magnificence. It's giving fearless power. Do you see it? Do you feel the priesthood and drag and ballroom culture operate in parallel modes? An individual puts on lavish clothing to step into a role of epic proportions. In that outfit, they embody a larger-than-life experience. Priest and drag artists elevate themselves to a realm of vivacity, majesty, and wonder. As other people bear witness to these encounters with divinity, they are also uplifted and inspired by the spectacle. God prescribes the priests, or the Israelites, to make clothes likadsho likahono li, to consecrate the priests for service to God. Why does this week's Torah portion include such specific instructions and elaborate styles? Donning these clothes facilitates a transformation. The high priest wears a fringed tunic whose hem was covered in pomegranate and bells. He puts on a cape with shoulder pads and a golden breastplate. And suddenly, he steps from our mundane world into a sublime plane. The outfit alters his sense of self, readying him for the transcendent experience of God. By taking on a particular dress, he links himself with an almighty force beyond himself. This attire represents a performance of divine encounter. Coming before the community, the priest projects how to elevate oneself toward grandeur and reverence for God, a higher power, the source of all life. Drag performers also put on a costume to step into a godly consciousness. A drag king puts on a goatee and blazer, and he embraces a fearless, epic presence. A drag queen paints her face and puts on 10-inch heels, and she conveys a towering, defiant confidence. Like the priest, The drag queens have clothing that allows them to enter a domain that surpasses ordinary humanity. They uncover a tremendous reverent force. Although the priests' clothes ready the Levites to link with an external force, drag prepares the artist to draw this mighty power from within them. As a master's student at the Union Theological Seminary, David Patino wrote about ballroom performers: to survive in a sexist and racist world, to keep their integrity intact through authenticity, they have created their own rituals and traditions to connect to their own divinity. Despite the limits that society places on LGBTQ people, these artists put on clothes and they gain access to a place beyond bounds. They internalize and display what it means to exist in its proximity. The performance ushers them from the place of narrowness to transcendent liberation. And for this reason, drag balls proved important sites of affirmation, particularly for queer and trans people of color during the height of the AIDS epidemic. As one Detroit performer, Diva D of the House of Bulgari, described, if your family don't care about you because you are gay and whatnot, or if you can't find a job, the ballroom scene helps you start anew. It creates a brand new identity that you feel comfortable with. And when one breaks down all the scripts of what one should be, all that remains is the question of self-definition. For the artist and their audiences, drag performances reveal that a mighty, redemptive identity remains dormant inside us. The bold outfits prepare marginalized people to usher a unique, unapologetic force, a force that is true to themselves, to come into the world. Now, not every Israelite can serve as a priest, and not every LGBTQ person needs or can be a drag artist. The priesthood was an over-the-top production that empowered everyone to think about existence within divine providence. So too, drag performance offers opportunities for all onlookers to contemplate what it means to be. The priestly clothes not only displayed the relationship between the priest and a powerful God, but also allowed the Israelites to read themselves into the performance. The breastplate contained those 12 stones of sapphire, emerald, etc. And inscribed on those stones was the names of the tribes of Israel. When the breastpiece laid across the priest's chest, these inscriptions quite literally placed the nation between the priest's heart and God. The shoulder plates also contained the names of the tribes, and the headdress represented the people's sins weighing on the priest's mind as he pleaded collective forgiveness. When the Israelites saw a Levite passing them and carrying them on his chest, shoulders, and head, they perceived that his service functioned on their behalf. While the outfit alleviates the pressure on the Israelites to appear directly before God, it simultaneously enables them to place themselves into the divine human interaction. The priest showcases the magnificence of encountering God. And for those who saw themselves embedded in his garments, the priest, through his performance, uplifts each Israelite to examine their role in the relationship as well. Through this display, he raises the question, how do I approach this level of majesty? Although drag queens do not display the names of our tribes across their chest, we can read our LGBTQ experiences into their subversion of gender and power. They enact the unafraid, kick the closet door down manifestation of queerness. And when LGBTQ and straight people yearn for courage to bring our authentic essence into the world, we can view drag and understand that an undeterred form of self-expression remains possible. Like the ancient Israelite priests, drag artists are the elite performers among us whose spectacle elevates our experiences. They embolden all of us to refuse marginalization and declare agency over our identity, albeit perhaps in less ostentatious ways. By watching and reading ourselves into drag, we gain the fortitude to unveil the unique qualities for which God created us into being. By reading ourselves into drag, we find our own connection to divinity. In this manner, drag cultivates holiness. We live in a time when politicians and pundits want to demonize and outlaw drag. Just today, it was banned in public spaces in the state of Tennessee. In this regard, we also take a lesson from ancient Israel. The Levites possessed no land of their own. Each tribe made efforts to provide them refuge and sustenance. In gratitude for how the Levites' work uplifted the spirit of the entire community, the nation secured the priest's ability to conduct their work, live, and thrive. It goes beyond tipping our queens. It is upon us to savor their spiritual service and ensure they have what they need to raise our communities on their shoulders. Existing with God and finding an authentic expression of ourselves are intertwined endeavors. We recognize that without audacious drag, we lose an essential source to render our lives colorful, exquisite, and holy. Much as they carry and inspire us, we shall celebrate, respect, prop up, and protect our sacred leaders. Shabbat Shalom.